Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Indoles and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. This is episode 2, and last time we got started, got some carrots, completed some quests and whatnot. I've been making some dirt. I'm actually going to take one of these dirts and do something special with it. Sifting the dirt, I actually got some sugarcane seeds, which is amazing. So I'm actually gonna break this. I'm gonna put the dirt right there, and I plant the sugarcane. And that's gonna go whatever. It's almost night, so let's sleep. So I need 4 more stone to get cobblestone generation going. So let's see if I can get anything good. There's 2. While we're waiting, I don't want to use bone meal on that. I am running relatively low. Not terribly so, but I have some other stuff to do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these 6 cobblestone and we're going to make slabs. Seems silly, right? Well, you can make a slab furnace in this mod pack, which is amazing. Can I put this like... I don't even know where I want to put it. I'd love to put it right there. I can. Awesome. So, just kind of temporarily, I'm going to... See, that will cook 3. So let's make a little bit of charcoal. And then I'm going to use more to make more. That made so much sense. For now, we're going to put that there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some clay. So to get clay, we need dust. To get dust, we need sand. To get sand, we need gravel. And gravel, as you can see, is being made from cobblestone. Just punch with a hammer. Now we can use the sand and dust and gravel for stuff in the sifter. In fact, I will be very soon. But I want cobblestone generation first. And to get that, I need to come over here. And remember how I put the buckets, the barrels out and collected the rainwater? Well, this is why. I now have clay. And then I'm going to take these, I break them with my fists. And before we get too much farther into stuff, I want to look at the quest book. Because we've unlocked Hell's Kitchen and Bees and Trees. We're not going to do anything with those quite yet. Bakeware, mixing bowl, juicer. It takes some iron, I believe. It's not terrible to do, but we have made all this, so we're gonna get a bunch of it after we select didn't have to turn it in, just detected it. So this is what taught you how to bash cobblestone with a hammer. I take the right reward bag, which means we only need one more cobblestone and we'll be good. So let's put this in there. We'll sift that stuff here soon. How are you? Alright, so we got 3. Let's just replace that. We're just gonna cook that. I want a bunch of charcoal, so that'll give me what, 24? So we got the pick a mix fortune as well, which unfortunately it is a much better pick than the one I'm currently using, but unfortunately the repair material is netherrack, and I don't have the best access to that quite yet, so I'm going to keep that in there. We'll open the reward bag. Ooh, it's a good one, and put the heart in there. So what do we got? Butterfly. I actually don't know if I can do anything with that. I believe butterflies are relatively new to forestry, but we did the fishing trip. We completed that. That's right. So fungus and mungus we can't do quite yet. We need to get some ancient spores from sand, which that's a very low chance. Sifter, I'm not going to worry about that yet. Quite yet. And then mob drops. So we'll deal with those later. This is the next one I won't work towards. And I can just make the stuff. So a couple things. So I can take clay and make a clay bucket. I'm also going to need all but 2 of those to make porcelain clay. Porcelain clay is very, very useful for a bunch of stuff in what? Ex nihilo? Nihilo? I don't know how to say that. But I need this on fire crucible. So those were the main things I needed. Firing the pottery. I made the slab furnace, which means I can take a reward bag. I'm going to take this one. And this is a basic one, so hey, we got a rotten heart. Don't eat that. In fact, yeah. So this one actually will kill you, I think. So I'm just getting rid of it. Because it was renamed. The tooltip kind of gave it away. So, yeah. I'm going to let that go. Let's get a few more saplings. We've almost got Cobblestone Generation. And that is great. Let's switch those. So as soon as my furnace is done, I'm actually going to make some more crooks. I think you can make stone crooks, but I mean, right now that's completely pointless. So let's make 2 more crooks. Let's eat a little bit. Let's actually eat this fish. It gives us what? A whole haunch. Wow. Alright, let's go back to the grind. Honestly, one more piece of dirt. I think statistically, it's... I was looking at these, like the mod pack, the mods that are in the pack, and I think statistically, it's more difficult to get a single piece of stone than it is anything else, and it's more difficult to get. I think 2 and 3 have about the same amount of chance, so like it's kind of great. Alright, we're going to put this in there. Actually, I don't need that. So if you don't know, 2 planks, it's actually enough to cook 3 things. I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to make this unfired crucible first. I'm going to turn it into just a crucible. And I need... Okay, I've got everything. I'm going to make 1 more crook. And I'm going to make some torches. The torches are useful for multiple things. One of them being, I'm going to come out here. And just for the time being, right here. Alright. Yeah, that'll be fine. And we can place that. And so you can see up in the top, it says speed is 0.1 millibuckets per tick. So what that means is it's going to slowly, very slowly, turn this cobblestone into lava. And it is already working. This clay bucket, before I do anything else, I'm going to refill my barrels. And then I'm going to prepare a little bit for what's coming up next. Yeah, so I'm going to just refill these buckets. The barrels aren't going to be very important quite yet. Like, I can make some more clay buckets, but I am basically to the metal age now. And so there's no point. Let's get the dirt. But here's the thing about the clay bucket. So, more sugarcane seeds. I don't need those anymore. And I have just enough. So here's the thing about the clay bucket. You can put as many buckets of water as you want, but as soon as you place lava in the bucket, it is now a one-time use. So I'm going to place the lava here, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this. I didn't mean actually get rid of it, but, and then I'm going to place a little bit of a barricade there, just so I don't, accidentally jump off or anything. So if I counted right, which is maybe likely, this will go all the way there. And if I break this, it's not going any farther. Now I want this for right now. Actually, if I had another piece of cobblestone, I'd put it there. But so this is the start of my very first cobble generator. I might actually break this block as well. And as soon as the lava is produced, we can start making cobblestone. And I'm just gonna throw that in there to kind of give you an idea of what. So the very first thing I wanted to do was make the cobblestone generator. It's incredibly important, but the next thing I'm going to be doing is turning off my caps lock, is making an igneous extruder. So I'm going to need some glass, which isn't hard to do. I might need tin, a bunch of iron, and 2 pieces of redstone. So I'm actually not going to use this sand yet. I'm going to keep the sand in here. I can get plenty of it though, so I'm going to sift this dust. And sifting dust gives you a chance of getting a bunch of stuff, and I got nothing. I'm going to sift the gravel. So I got, broken tin ore and a quicksilver droplet. So that's not too useful right now. I'm going to clear out my inventory a bit. Crooks can go there. Let's just do that. Alright. Now let's sleep real quick. Still waiting on the lava. It could take a little bit, but while I'm waiting, there are ways to speed that up, but I can't do it until I have lava. But while I'm waiting, I'm going to light up this place a little bit better. Alright. Boop. Looks good. Boop. I really do like the F7. I wish that vanilla Minecraft would have this. That'd be really nice. Okay, I need more torches, so let's go get some more. Ooh, I'll have to get that too. And 8, so 1, 2, 3. So give me what, a full stack? No, half a stack. It's just plenty for right now. And I believe that the X's do take into account blocks that aren't viable spawn places for the monsters. So how's the lava? It's getting there. Let's take a look at the quests. So the one that I'm kind of doing is this dust in the wind. So we need iron ore gravel. It's going to detect it and all that. The smeltery stuff, I'll get into that later. I'll probably do a little bit of building and stuff off camera. Once I get the igneous extruder, that's the first thing I want. And then I can go from there with stuff. So let's take a look at some other stuff. And oh, by the way, this one, full heart is useless. Let's be honest. Reward bag is kind of fun. I like reward bags, but peach sapling are surprisingly easy to get, so I don't recommend that. But then the slimy sapling is what you want. I don't believe there's another way to get this, so keep that in mind. It's a great way to get slime balls, although there is another way. It's just a little bit more annoying. Let's supplement our food a little bit. Let's just finish off the rest of this bone meal. So, what do I want to take? I'm going to keep a little bit of bone meal on me. I'd love to have some blocks. Actually, let's keep some of the wood. I don't want to keep all the wood. Okay, so it's getting close. Hey, my tree grew. I can chop this down. And I'm going to stop using the crook. I'm just going to chop it down. So, kind of my plans, as I'm continuing on my quest. So, the very next thing I want to do is make an 80-inch extruder, and we might be able to make it sometime in this episode. Be really nice if we could. We're getting there. So close. So, 80-inch extruder is like top of my list. After that, I'm going to expand the area a little bit, and I'm actually going to make a mob trap. So, I want to get mob drops. I'm going to probably build that off camera, but then I will show it off how it works and everything. I had mentioned that this is actually like my second time playing through this. The mob trap that I had originally was amazing. I had so many monsters, it was so annoying. So I'm going to do the same design, and I'm just going to take care of it a little bit better. So, almost there. A couple more seconds and it'll be there. Don't need anything else. Let's put that there. 3, 2, 1. So we have a bucket of lava in here. Let's take the bucket of lava. Now, once I place this, I can no longer pick it up. My bucket will actually break, as you will see right now. So no more bucket, but once we break this, cobblestone generation. So I'm going to take a few pieces of cobblestone. I think I want 6 right now. Actually, let's just take 4 is good for now. So I am going to make an upgraded hammer. That's the very first thing I want to do. Let's make some sticks. So let's make a stone hammer. And now I am going to beat this cobblestone. And this type of thing, it's much better if you use hammers, because if you stand close enough like this, I don't think there's any lost. So I'm going to do this for a little bit, and then I'm going to see if I can get some iron. So I'm going to get it. Let's just see what I can get from a half stack, or a quarter of a stack, I should say. So we got a bunch of stuff from that. You will get a lot of stuff, and if I got some iron ore. So if I'm lucky, I actually want to put the iron ore right here so I can see. I want 4 iron ore, and I don't think I'm gonna get too lucky, but a lot of the beginning was gonna be doing this, sifting gravel, dust, and sand. It gets old pretty quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time torturing you guys with that, but I would like to get enough to do the next quest. Alright, let's go get some more. But as you can see, we didn't get too much of anything that great, but hey, can't complain. So I'm gonna do some more of this. I'm gonna try to talk, keep this a little bit entertaining, but it's gonna be a little dull until I can get 2 more pieces of broken iron ore. We're gonna complete this quest, and then I think I will probably call the episode and do some work off camera, and basically get the materials I need for the igneous extruder. And I might actually show that on camera, just because it's not a terribly difficult build. Because I think so it needs 2, 4, 8 glass, so 8 sand, which is not bad at all. You do get coal from gravel as well. You get diamonds and emeralds, which are going to be incredibly important very soon for automation. So there's the 4 iron. So I'm going to quickly show. So you can take this iron, the broken copper or iron ore or whatever, and turn it into this ore gravel. And your book will say, yep, now turn it into ore sand. So what you do is you come back here, place it, and hit it with a hammer, and you get this crushed iron ore. You can turn that into sand. And then you break that, and I hope that I got it. Yep. And then you can turn, for those, the pulverized into dust. Dust is as far as it goes. So why would you want to do that? Well, you can get hammers with fortune on them. They're incredibly useful, and every time you break the ores, you have a chance of getting a little bit more. And that's the whole point. It's basically a poor man's way of doubling your output. So you want, like, for me, I did this for everything, at least at the very beginning. And eventually you get enough materials that it doesn't matter. And you can actually, I believe you can do this, you can automate it through pulverizers as well, where the pulverizers will actually take the ore gravel and give you the crushed iron ore, the crushed ore, and then take that and give you, and it would have a chance of getting something more. So let's take the middle bag. Place that in there. I'm going to need to do a little bit of work off camera, but nothing too bad. And I got a boat. And this is kind of like that axe. It has feather falling 3 on it, so it's not terribly useful, but hey. I'm going to pause the episode. Actually, before I do, I just want to show you that I do, in fact, if I break this, break it again, and break the dust. Let's see if I can get anything from the dust. Dust will also give you the ores, but it's not terribly good. So I got a little bit of pulverized iron ore and lead. So, meh. Put the lead in there. So I am going to go do some. I'm basically gonna probably go through one of these hammers, get a whole bunch of ore gravel, and then I will be right back. Alright, and I'm back. So I've got most of everything I need. Unfortunately, it was taking me forever to get enough iron. That I decided just to make another clay bucket. By the way, I got 3 diamonds and an emerald and a whole bunch of other stuff from that. I've made the glass. I should have everything I need, other than the igneous extruder. And hey, I'm gonna actually chop you down. That was from about 2 stacks maybe, if that. So not too shabby. 3 diamonds and an emerald. I am going to need another emerald relatively soon. But that's not too bad for right now. We can take that. That's going to be for the machine frame. And one for the piston. Actually, let's go ahead and make the piston. Got the cobblestone ready. Let's make it's like this. I don't want to waste too much of my fuel. So let's put this. Now, one thing I don't know if you guys know, you can actually go away from that crafting bench, and it'll keep everything where it was, which is really, really nice. So there's the machine frame. So then all we need is the tin, and I really don't have anything else to smelt, but I will get a lot of stuff. So there's the igneous extruder. So I'm gonna put this out here. Let me put it right here for now. I'm gonna turn all the inputs off. We're gonna do one more thing. So I'm gonna put that on the top. Let's give it a bucket of water, and I already made some more lava, so let's take this and not misclick, and there we go. It's just gonna make cobblestone now, and I can take that out and whoop. So one last thing before I go, I do want to make a barrel and hit my caps lock again. I hit my caps lock so much. So better barrel. It's chest, some wood, and a slab. Alright. So let's just take a bunch of wood. Take 2. There's the chest. Make a slab. Bunch of slabs. Slabs are useful, so it's not a big deal. And then like that. Alright, so this is actually a quest, so I'm going to make sure that it detected it before I use it. Alright. And I can't remember if it's the structural upgrade. Oh yeah, that's really easy. So let's actually go ahead and make that as well. So it's like this. And then it's the storage upgrade that takes a lot of stuff. Storage upgrade. So it's going to take 2 pistons and another barrel. So for right now, I'm not going to make that. But I am going to place that there. And we're going to lock it to only accept cobblestone. We're going to upgrade it. So this is going to take 64 stacks of cobblestone. Basically as much as this thing can produce. And it will just slowly fill up. So while I'm off doing things on my own, I don't have to worry about that. So that's going to make my life a lot easier. Let's see, we've got cobblestone production. We've got metals available to us. And yeah, I think next time this place is going to look a bit different. I'm going to fill that in for one. I'm going to expand that direction, I think. Maybe that way too. And just make a big area using a lot of cobblestone. I'm just going to let that run for a while. I'll probably make a couple hammers and go through them and get a bunch of gravel. And some of the stuff I will show you on screen. But for the most part, I'm going to do a lot of building off screen. You don't want to watch me like stand and place blocks and everything. So I will do that, and next time we'll probably do that. Get the storage upgrade, but I think primarily we're gonna focus on this. We're gonna get this done. So it's pretty easy to do these. All you need is grout, which is made from clay, gravel, and sand. So that's not difficult at all. So we're gonna do that. We'll be able to do that pretty quickly. And probably that as well once I get stuff. And the bookbinder is not terribly difficult to make either. In fact, let's look real quick. Just 2 paper and 2 string. So I don't think I have any. I have a little bit of string. And if I have one more, actually, I can take this because I did get some more. So let's go ahead and do this quest real quick. It's not much of anything, so boop doop, boop boop, bookbinder, and claim reward. That's all it was, but I will show you what it does. So let's take all these. Let's open up the bookbinder and let's place those in there. I can't put that one in there, unfortunately. So it's just a convenient way to store your books. But yeah, that will be it from me this episode. We've already got 3 stacks of cobblestone in there. That goes relatively fast, so I'm gonna get to work, and next time hopefully everything will look a lot different. We can start doing more of the higher tier stuff and actually progressing a little bit more. Less grindy, more automation, all that kind of stuff. So until next time, guys, take it easy.